We have information King has been shot at Lorraine. We have information that King has been shot at the Lorraine.
After the shot was fired, Ray knew that he would have to make a fast getaway, so he had made a bundle that he'd take with him. The rifle, his binoculars, everything else. The adrenaline has to be absolutely pounding because now it's time to escape. Ray would have to get to his car, nobody's seeing him. And he gets outside and he turns left to go to his car. Half a block away are two police cars. And Ray couldn't tell if somebody is in the police car or if the cars are empty. Ray has to make an immediate decision. If he is caught with the murder weapon, game's over. That's it. Might as well give it up. He's the assassin. If he's caught without the weapon, he might be able to talk himself out of the reason that he's there. He decides to dump it. He dumps it into the recessed doorway next door to the flop house, then goes to the Mustang and drives away.
There's a weapon in front of 424, and the subject ran south on Main Street. Not to touch the weapon is not to be touched.
That day I was on duty with the Memphis Police Department, and suddenly, over the radio, Dr. King has been shot at the Lorraine. Very, very quickly, we had the Lorraine Motel just flooded with police officers.
All of the police came running toward us when the shot came from behind them. And we were urging them to go back that way to see who did the shooting, but they were coming over to see what happened.
The police started asking people in the vicinity, what did you see?
At that point in time, we maintained a security ring around the crime scene and around the building where the shot was fired, and we started broadcasting a description.
He's a young white male, a young white male.
The word got out rather quickly that he was in a white Mustang.
This is Ray Sherman, United Press International in Memphis. Memphis police report they have just confirmed that Reverend Martin Luther King has been shot.
The pathology and the sickness and the neurosis of Memphis and of this racist society in which we live is that really pulled the trigger. To some extent, Dr. King has been a buffer the last few years between the black community and the white community. The white people do not know it, but the white people's best friend is dead.
King's assassination is like striking a match. And it hits the gasoline. And in cities from Detroit to Newark, in Watts, in Los Angeles, in major black neighborhoods across the country, there are riots, dozens dead, thousands wounded, thousands arrested.
Late today, the president declared a state of emergency and regular army troops moved into the nation's capital to protect strategic locations from the violence spreading.
I was hearing on the radio, Dr. Martin Luther King has been shot. Dr. Martin Luther King has been killed. And that the police are fanning out trying to find suspects.
I think it begins to dawn on him the magnitude of what he's done. That he's not going to be celebrated by the powers that be, and that he's a wanted criminal. So he knew he had to stay just ahead of this amazing sort of turmoil that was coming out of Memphis, and he sort of just got out in the nick of time.
We can only imagine the farther he gets away, the more he is breathing a sigh of relief. And he's thinking, man, I think I made it. They didn't get me. I outsmarted those sons of bitches once again.